Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video, and thank you so much for always coming back and clicking to watch. In today's video is all about fumigation and deep cleaning of my house. It has been so long since my last fumigation, 1.5 years to be precise, and my house really needed some fumigation and deep cleaning. Cockroaches had really multiplied and spread all over my house. Now I had to call one of our team members to help me with the fumigation and the deep cleaning, as you will see in this video. Thank you so much for watching, for clicking to watch this video. Kindly watch till the end. And also, if you need fumigation services, we do offer fumigation services, deep cleaning services, house seats deep cleaning, interior car deep cleaning, any service that you will need for cleaning your house or your offices. Kindly contact us because we do offer these services. So the first thing we started with was removing every foodstuff that was inside the house. Any foodstuff, was be it open or closed, we removed them so that we can fumigate the whole house and deep clean it. We removed foodstuff and medicines that were found inside the kitchen or anywhere in the house. So after we were done with taking all the food stuff outside and the water dispenser, it was now time to start fumigating, and we started off with the kitchen because a lot of cockroaches are usually found here. So here we are just starting off with our fumigation as we move along to other places in the house. Another major thing about cockroaches that I came to note is that they are actually very harmful, especially these small cockroaches that people tend to take them for granted that are found at home. These small ones that you see that they are very harmless. They are actually very harmful to us human beings. I am saying this because I know of 2 patients who went to the hospital because they had immense pain in their ears, and when the ENT checked on them, the ENT removed cockroach from their ears. These are 2 different patients who even don't know each other. One was a toddler who came with a parent, and the other one is an adult who could explain clearly what she was feeling. She was feeling scratches in her ears, and it was painful. The toddler also came crying and just saying they were feeling pain in their ears. But when the ENT checked the ears, it was a cockroach that was coming out, and the cockroach came out. The body was half. A part of the body came out first, then the head came out because it got stuck because of the wax, and that's why it was scratching inside the ears, trying to move around, but the wax couldn't let it move around. So cockroaches are actually very harmful. Be careful where you're sleeping, especially if they have spread all over the house and even reached the bedroom. Be careful where you're sleeping. Be sure that cockroaches are not in your bedroom or on your bed, because when you switch off the lights, they are going to walk, and they will probably walk on you and even enter in your ears. So be careful and watch out where you sleep. After 4 hours of giving the pesticide time to work its magic, it was now time to start off with the cleaning. And here we are just starting off with the bedroom. Here I'm just removing dirt on the lower side of the mattress. This mattress is usually on the floor on top of a paper that came with it. Now I'm just removing some of the dust and the dirt that were below the mattress. Then after removing the dirt, we will go ahead and start off with the walls because it is the largest part of the house. We had sprayed the ceiling board. Now there was the pesticide dripped and there were some lines on the walls. This one will even help us to wipe off the dust that have been on the walls for a long time. So after this, I will go ahead and start off with the walls. I went back to the bedroom to finish up with the floors. I kept on interchanging between the floors and the utensils because I wanted my floors done in a certain way. I had asked him if whenever he had finished with the walls, he should call me and finish up with the floors. I really wanted my floors in a certain way. That's why I was comfortable doing it myself. So here I had gone back to the bedroom to finish up with the part where I had not mopped. After we were totally done with the bedroom, I went back to continue with the utensils, and before I continued with the utensils, I decided to wipe up the cupboards so that as it dries up, I am washing the utensils for it to be ready to be put back in where they belong. So here I'm just wiping the cupboard using water containing bleach and washing powder. I really love the combination of these two because of their smell and the disinfecting parts of the bleach. So this is the next day, and there was still so many cockroaches that were still dying. This is even after I had mopped the whole house the previous night. We had to stop filming because we really needed to move faster. We had to finish at midnight and stop there because we really needed the rest. And here so many other cockroaches were still dying even after I had mopped many other that had died the previous night. And here I just soaked my daughter's toys in water containing bleach and washing powder because they were also caught up during the fumigation, and I needed to also clean them, as I also cleaned the vegetable rack. As the curtains were soaking, I started cleaning the windows, specifically the windows. The previous night we only cleaned the walls but not the windows. So the next day, it was time for the windows, deep cleaning them. So here I just started off with the bedroom window, then I'll go to the other side of the house. After I was done with all the windows and the curtains, I swept the house because there was some little litter here and there. Then I mopped all the mats that were in the house, my bathroom mat and my kitchen mat. Then I called it a day. After 2 days of intense rest, this is another day that I want to finish up with putting up the paste, because I saw this paste in the social media and it had a lot of reviews. I decided to try it, and I am using a paste after fumigating with the other pesticide because my roof is a ceiling board and cockroaches tend to run away whenever there is fumigation. I experienced that last time, and after 1 week I saw cockroaches again because they were coming down from the ceiling board. Now this time I decided to use a paste after the fumigation, and this paste will be to get rid of all the other cockroaches that ran on the other side. If you also have a ceiling board in your house and you have called fumigators, you will notice this problem that you will see 1 or 2 cockroaches after the fumigation, and you might tend to think that they did not do a good job, but it's just that the cockroaches had run away, or some of the cockroaches were still in the ceiling board while the fumigation was going on. Now I decided to use this paste so that I can get rid of all the cockroaches. And as you can see, I am applying in the prone areas, and I am just using my fingers according to the instructions given in the can. I'll go ahead and put in all the prone areas in my house, then I'll leave it at that and wait for the remaining cockroaches that hid in the ceiling board to come later and eat them. And according to the instructions given in the can, this paste can last up to 6 months, and also one will notice cockroaches dying after a week of applying the paste. So I wanted to try it out so that I would get rid of all the cockroaches in my house, because I was really tired of remaining cockroaches that hide in the ceiling board, then later come and multiply and fill my house. After I was done putting the paste in the various places, it's now time for storage, and this is how the can said we should store it, just in a fridge, but I decided to add a cling film so that it could avoid spilling in the fridge. So I covered it with a cling film, then stored it in the fridge. And this was the final look of the house. I really loved how everything turned out. I really loved how the walls turned out. Our team member really did a good and thorough job on the walls. They were really full of dust, and you might think that we painted the walls again, but it was just cleaned. And I really loved his work. And this is how my house finally looks, free from dirt, free from dust, free from cockroaches. If you also want such services, we offer these services. As you can see, we do a thorough job in your home or in your office or even in your after construction or after renovation. Kindly contact us, reach us out, and we will give you rates according to your house. And this is where I placed the paste, as you can see, in prone areas where the cockroaches easily reach. And I am really grateful for you watching up to this point. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. Kindly give it a like, subscribe to my channel. We do a lot of cleaning videos and cleaning motivation videos, homemaking videos. Share to your friends if you think they might like such content. If they also want fumigation services, share with them this video so that you can recommend them to us. We are really fair in our pricing, and we do a clean and thorough job. Thank you for watching this video up to this point. See you on my next one.